Alright, today's a Linux day. Some decisions to be made here. I might work on the Linux book a little bit. Um, Hyperland. I might go back to DWM. I don't know. I'm kind of on the fence on the Xorg versus Wayland. I don't know why. I just never. It always just feels easier being in DWM. It doesn't look quite as nice now. I have a minimal Hyperland, and I don't hate this. I like it. I just feel like it could be better, or it just, I don't know. Something about Wayland just doesn't feel quite cohesive. So I'm kind of having a little bit of a struggle with why I want that. I don't know. I just don't know on that one. So I'm having thoughts. Maybe we even look at something like DW. Well, we looked at DWL and it runs like absolute crap with the NVIDIA card. There's all kinds of issues I had with it, even with just a really clean install with just using systray in a bar, and it just did not work with NVIDIA, or it was crashing nonstop. So no, I think really to try some more of the Wayland window managers, you just got to go in AMD card. If it's not a mainstream one like Sway, Hyperland, Gnome, KDE, you just, if you're an NVIDIA user, you're just out in the cold. If you want to try anything more obscure, it's just, you can't. So, I don't know. I don't know. Just having a day. So, I don't know. We'll see. See what I'm feeling there. Linux book is coming along pretty good, though. Linux book. Well, CD, Linux book, git pull. Oh no, we're already up to date. But yes, so this one, when we're doing it, I added this new add-in from MD Book. This is working really well, and I have been kind of expanding it out. One thing I have run into is the server CLI. There's just so much to put in this chapter. I feel like half the book, honestly, it could be its own book. As I start to put more and more into the CLI, I'm just like, oh, well, I should also put this there. Like if I just sat here and looked at it, I'm like, what am I missing from the CLI that people need to know? I mean, honestly, resolutions right now. Like, what about setting resolution? Maybe, oh, I feel like a chapter on Xorg and Wayland. Oh, God bless it. Let's see. All right, so we have desktop environments already we've talked about. Just such a basic understanding. Yeah, we're doing Linux things. Yeah, I'm trying to build this out so everyone can understand everything about Linux. It's just there's never-ending rabbit holes to go down everywhere in Linux. Where like learning Mac or Windows is just so, it's just obviously more standardized, so it's very, very easy. Where like shoot, just at the start of the stream, sitting here going back and forth between Hyperland and DWM. You know, Hyperland's Wayland, DWM's Xorg, and I'm like, God, how do I break that down for a noob? And that's where I'm kind of like, man, I don't know. I don't know. I like how I kind of done the installations here. This is going to really paint a good picture for them, I think, to understand it. But I feel like we need to expand the display renderer discussion. Yeah. And frankly, I'm not even sure this is accurate. Xorg will eventually go away. Man, I don't think it ever will, really. Because there's some things in Wayland. I just think Wayland is. Everyone always is like, it's coded better, it's cleaner, it's just better behind the scenes. But whenever I use it, it feels more bloated. It feels just more. It feels like there's just more crap that goes into Wayland compared to Xorg. And I can't. I don't. It's not necessarily the renderer itself. It's just Xorg fundamentally, just when things are built around it, whether it's DWM, whether it's any other Xorg based window manager, they just need less than the Wayland counterparts of Sway and Hyperland. That's the best way to put it, I guess. You just don't need as many utilities. Feels like Xorg just kind of bakes so many of those in, where Wayland's kind of like, you can choose a whole bunch of different things. And like doing like the wallpaper in Wayland doesn't feel great. It doesn't matter if you're using SWW or Hyperpaper or there's so much crap. And the clipboard also feels kind of jank too. Like you got Grimshot, all the extra. There's all this different utilities just kind of everywhere. Where Xorg's, and I think a lot of this is just Xorg applications have had more time to bake. They've had more time to develop. And the Wayland ones just, I don't know. Am I crazy? Am I just crazy here? I don't know. Nah. I mean, funny tag saying Windows 11. Eventually I talk about Windows 11. Windows always comes into the conversation or the purview, at least in every stream, somewhat. What are we doing today? I have no idea what we're doing today. I guess that's kind of where I am. So I'm kind of like, speaking of, I caved and went back to DWM. Damn it, I'm right there with you, man. I'm right there with you. I haven't yet. I've been hanging on for dear life. But to say I like Hyperland better than DWM would be a bold-faced lie. DWM just works. Xorg just works. I know. And Windows just works. So I'm using that now. I get it. No shade, man. I get it. I understand. I mean, Wayland could be better. But here's the thing, guys. Here's the problem I have. Just looking at it from a completely objective point of view here. Everyone's been telling me Wayland's the next big thing. Wayland's almost there. Wayland's gonna just take over. Wayland's amazing. And I just don't see that when I use it. If I just watch YouTube videos and read forums, I'll believe it. But as soon as I actually use it, it just does not feel that way. It feels worse in every respect. And I mean every single respect. Damn it, I don't want that to be the case, but it is. Yeah, DWL about 3 weeks ago, I think it was. DWL does not work on NVIDIA. If you have an NVIDIA card, do not try DWL. And DWL is very rough. So, that's a big nope. So, yeah, nope. Yeah, so I'm kind of just stuck. So I guess this is like the first part of this stream is just me flip-flopping back and forth, kind of bouncing some ideas off of chat. How do we fix this? How do we make this better? How do we fix it? How do we just go back to DWM and just say screw it? Because that's kind of where I'm at. Let's before we get too crazy. What if control? I forget my hotkey. DWM just works on everything. take a backup. You know, you're not wrong. What was the last good backup I got? Yeah. It's a great idea. Last backup was 30 minutes ago. We're good. Let's go to ETC. Let's go to greet D. Command Hyperland. Actually, wouldn't this just be start X? Oh, yeah. Let's look. Do I still have X in it? So then if I did like a start, can you? No, you can't do that. Yeah, that'd be funny. Oh, let's just reboot. I've never used greet D to launch DWM. So I'm kind of curious to see what this even looks like. Yeah, I don't know what's wrong with me. Yeah, I think that's where I was at, Dan. I was like, I just want like a basic functional Hyperland with no like pretty effects. I just wanted something that just works. And I got pretty much to that point. I've been on it for a month, and I think that's the way to do it. You know, just say, hey, just do it this way. I feel like that was good. Now I'm just kind of like, I don't know. Oh, yeah. So you know how some people, when they open up a read-only file, like from ETC, that is just not the way to do things. Because you have to do like a colon, T, and then bang out, you know, the whole thing. It's just awful. So that's why I like it this way. All right, so this is DWM. So this would be the DWM side of things instead of using Hyperland. Not much difference between the two. I don't think my synergy. Let's see what this looks like. Yeah. I was on the Windows VM, I think, earlier. Let's just make that primary. Okay. Does that work? I think I have to relaunch. Loaded inactive. Is this Synergy? What the hell is this Synergy? That's Synergy 3, I think. Dang. It's been a minute since I've been in DWM. Yeah, we have Looking Glass on here, but I did rip out my other card. Man, I kind of feel like just going back to Looking Glass with Xorg in DWM. That has been the best configuration I've had. I will say. It does feel good. It does feel very, very good. So, I wonder, can we... Let's just restart it. Oh, yeah, that works. Okay. Whatever. Cool. Yeah, the other one is just the production PC where I used to do this. And man, I guess I'm having a little bit of a I would call it a midlife crisis with Linux right now. An absolute crisis. It happens to me about every 6 months, where I'm just like, I just want to change everything. And this is awful. Terrible. And I have to say, Chris, don't do it. Don't you dare change it again. You're already to a good spot. You're productive. Everything works. Don't do it, Chris. And then I just struggle because I'm like, but I kind of want to. I know I shouldn't scratch that itch, but I want to. And that's where I'm kind of like, you know, right now I've been editing things using Resolve, right? And Resolve in Windows is better than Resolve in Linux. Don't, you know, a lot of the Linux folks will be like, yeah, I can't believe you said that. But it's true. There's no feature parity. Windows Resolve works better, runs better, has more features. It's just better. Even as long as you can deal with Windows, right? If you can't deal with Windows, then obviously use Resolve. In Linux, it's not awful other than the setup and some of the little nuances and weird gotchas. And don't use AAC for audio encoding because Linux can't read that shit in Resolve. Use Opus. Opus is better anyway, so you probably should do all your encoding in Opus anyways, but neither here or there. AAC is still just like the industry standard for most setups, like defaults and OBS will be AAC. I'm sorry, I'll go on a whole tangent about all the different little gotchas about Resolve and Linux and why I just use Resolve in Windows, but too long, didn't watch, didn't hear, whatever of that is just use Resolve in Windows. You're going to have an easier time. And I say all this to say I'm thinking about dropping Resolve. This is awful. Oh my God, I just had a bad idea. Like, an awful idea. But I'm gonna just vocalize it, and I'm gonna get your guys' feedback on it of how bad is this idea. I used to edit videos using a Mac Mini M1, and I'm thinking about going back to Final Cut Pro. I kind of miss Final Cut Pro as an editor. I don't know why. Why am I like this? I hate Mac. I hate the design of Mac. I hate being in Mac. But Final Cut Pro, I just enjoyed better. Why? I'm brain damaged. I am awful. Fine, Mac and a VM works like absolute dog poo. You don't want to do that. You could do OS X and try and emulate all that, but it's just not a great experience. But Mac. Yeah. No. I have one right over here. I still have that M1, but here's what's going to happen. Let's say I install the M1 and I like it. Then I'm going to have to go buy the M4 because of things. Broken brain. And then I'm like, okay, well, then I'm a good $700 into that sucker. All because I wanted to go back to Final Cut Pro. I'm like, no, I don't want to spend that money. But it would be a business expense. And I kind of like editing more on it. Damn it. I am so indecisive today. I'm sorry. I wanted to go live with all these things that have been rattling around in my head. And they're awful ideas. They're just terrible.
Yeah, well.
But,
To do the bonds.
Damn it. Thanks, Ash, for the Prime. I know. M4 Mini with 10 gigabyte. Well, so here's the thing. I already had a 10 gig. It was like a 10 gig lightning bolt conversion. So I don't even need the 10 gig M4 Mini. I already have it in the M1. Damn. Oh my God. The Caden Live days I will never go back to. Don't get me wrong. I did 500 plus videos in Caden Live, but God, if I could go back in time and just slap the shit out of myself, it'd be that time. I mean, it was a cool time period. I was like so into FOSS. Like, I was like, I am using Linux for everything. I used it for my production. I used it for the recording. I used it for everything. I went and got like a Magewell card, which is like the only capture card that worked well in Linux. I mean, yeah, there's some janky USB ones that some Linux nerds will use, but really, if you're actually doing this as a business, you need a frickin' card in your PC. You know, not some jank USB that overheats or some third party cheap made overseas just piece of crap. You want an actual like good PCIe card. Um, yeah, so needless to say, Magewell is what I went with, and I had the production machine, I had Caden Live, I had everything was FOSS. I still use GIMP for my thumbnails, surprisingly enough. And when I first switched to Linux, GIMP was the thing I hated the most, and now it's like the thing that I just use on every single OS. I'll be in Mac, I'll be in Windows, I'll be in Linux. It doesn't matter. I just use GIMP. Even though I absolutely despise GIMP 3.0. Awful. Broke all my script-foo scripts. Everything's completely screwed up and broken because people in FOSS just like to change fucking everything and then just break everything. Oh, you know what? We got 10 people that use this piece of software. Screw those 10 people. I feel like just doing it this way. And that's what FOSS people do. That's why no one really likes to use FOSS. That's the downside to FOSS, is you kind of are at the whims of the crazy madman that develops it and gives it away for free. Anyway, neither here or there. Oh, yeah. Stream live. I mean, honestly, I'm almost probably no more of my live streams now than I am in my damn YouTube video, which is kind of funny. Windows Phone, you know, you joke about the Windows Phone. I think the Windows Phone was better than Android and iOS. I liked the interface. I liked the tiling. Maybe not like the live update tiles that much, but it felt better to use than Android and iOS. Android and iOS, I think, are bad, not necessarily great phones. Where the Windows Phone, I felt, was better. I'm crazy. I don't know why anyone watches me. I am absolutely committed. You know, you could commit me, and they would probably take me at the hospital and go, yeah, he said Windows Phone was better than Android and iOS. He's crazy. But I don't know, from an interface perspective and actually usability, it was pretty damn good. Yeah. I think really just licensing and Microsoft, being Microsoft and greed, is the reason why Windows Phone failed. It wasn't from the actual software itself. The actual interface was better. It was original. It was actually good. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I miss it. I miss the Windows Phone. I'll die on that hill. And the app tiles were done well. The navigation was well. It felt good. The animations I thought were way better than this just unoriginal pile of crap that's just been rehashed over the last 15 years in both iOS and Android. Hell, is there even a difference between iOS and Android at this point? Shit if I know. I hate both. I don't like being on my phone at all. I don't ever pick the damn thing up except to connect it to my car and figure out where the hell I'm going. And even then, sometimes I don't even connect it up. Mostly because I use like a third-party janky deck that's kind of illegal. But damn it, I can watch YouTube while I'm driving, and that's all that matters. Again, crazy. Crazy. This is the face of a crazy person. All right. Anyways. What do you think of the state of Linux gaming on Linux now? I think that's a great question. Let's talk about that. Because I don't think I'm getting anywhere with this other train of thought. What about I think the state of Linux gaming is niche. And it's relegated to handheld systems for the most part. What do I mean by that? I still find myself using Windows for most of my games. I know a lot about Wine, all the interface on the back ends. I can get most of my games working, and most of the mods and everything I can get working. Everything kind of works for the most part, except for obviously easy anti-cheat and hyper-competitive games, which I don't play. So for the most part, I should be the ideal candidate to use Linux for gaming. But the reality, I don't know why it's like I got shot with a truth serum and I'm just like, here's what I think today. But the reality is, if you're a hardcore gamer, you're going to be on Windows for the now and for the foreseeable future. It's just the way the world is. If you're a handheld gamer, though, Steam Deck has carved out a beautiful niche, and it does well. And I could see myself loading up a bunch of like Super Nintendo games and using like retroachievements.org and just playing through old libraries and having a good time using my Steam Deck with that application. But as far as my main gaming system, Linux just feels inferior in every single way. Not necessarily from a specs point of view either. Not from a performance point of view. That's come a long ways, guys. I mean, hell, some games it's like 10-20%, and the old-ass games I'm playing, you're not even going to notice, especially on modern hardware. It's just, those games were designed for Windows first and foremost, and Linux has done a fantastic job of emulating Windows on Linux. But just like using Microsoft Office or Photoshop in Linux, and yes, it's achievable, yes, it's doable, the end result will always be an inferior experience, meaning you will always go back to Windows for your gaming needs. And I hope I'm really wrong here, and I hope it continues to go, and I think it will continually get a little better. Especially for like controller-based games and things that can be played on the go. I think the Steam Deck and Linux gaming, it thrives in this atmosphere. Retro gaming, Linux, I think, is surpassing Windows in almost every way. But you asked me the state of Linux gaming. If you play modern AAA titled games, you will be stuck on Windows now and for the foreseeable future, I think forever. And I think that's kind of where we're at. I hate saying it. I really, really hate saying that, but it's true. This is such a great quote. I'm going to steal this one as true. Office on Linux is an effing terrible experience. But then again, it's an effing awful experience on Windows too. You know what? True words were spoken there. You know, the funny part is the Microsoft Office apps probably work the best on Mac. I don't know why that is, but that team, I think, just did it better, which is kind of funny. Age of Empires, I haven't been playing very much Age of Empires these days. I've still been just kind of Final Fantasy 11 in it up. It's on its 23rd. Shoot, it might be coming up on the 25th anniversary of that game. Still love it. MS Office just sucks. Agreed. Yeah, I think there's a naivety to many YouTubers and people that they follow in mainstream video. And this is not a knock against those guys. But once you accumulate enough knowledge and you really, really dive deep into the gaming sphere and understand the publishing and all the different things and knickknacks to make gaming a thing on Linux, which the fact it's even a thing is really amazing. when you see like a Linus Tech Tips or Ordinary Gamers where like Steam OS this year it's going to come out and everyone's going to use it and it's going to be amazing. I'm just like, damn it. Now I'm going to have to field questions for the next fucking year about why it's not out, why it doesn't work the way they think it should work, and why Steam OS is a waste of your damn time. It's not going to be on your system. It won't ever be on your system. I've already done this rant 5,000 times, and I got to do it over and over and over again every time someone's like, Steam OS, it's coming. It's going to be able to get installed on my laptop. It's going to be great. It's going to work on all systems. It's just going to, you're going to plug it in, and it's just going to work. It's going to be great. And I'm like, no, Todd Howard, it's not. It's just not. It's not going to work that way because at the end of the day, it's still fucking Linux. It's still fucking Linux. It just is. I don't get why people think this. Anybody that has any amount of decent knowledge set in Linux knows, guess what? Steam can't recreate the whole fucking kernel and reverse engineer and make every publisher use the Unix Linux kernel. It's all built for Windows and it uses that layer, a compatibility layer, to make that shit kind of work. The fact it even works is amazing. But to say it's going to work better than Windows and see the articles, tech journalism and the tech sphere with the freaking people out there. I mean, I love the enthusiasm, and I was there. It's not a knock. I'm not yelling at them. I was there. I was definitely part of those voices going, man, Linux gaming, here we go. And I was there 5 years ago, and I was doing it. But it's just, we just gotta let it go. We gotta just be like Elle said and let that go. It's never gonna be mainstream. Sorry. Yeah. But it will work, kind of, depending on the game. I know. And I don't want to, I don't, like, don't take that as me getting, like, angry at, like, Linus or Mahudar. It's just, man, new people, and you just get in, and you get excited about it. I get it. I really do. I really do get that. And they just want to get you hyped up and try Linux. And I think that's amazing. And I think it's good. But damn. The reality of it is so much harder than they know. And Valve is making things better for people that use Linux exclusively. It's just the reality of it. Current state of Looking Glass. I think you still need the HDMI plug. I still have the dummy plugs. It's not bad. It's okay. I think that the end of it, though, is what Steam's done and what's great for the cross-platform games is people are now developing for Linux because of Steam's OS push. And I think that's great, especially like if it's, you know, there. The sad state is, you know, I said, hey, everyone's going to use Windows for now in the foreseeable future, but really the true state of gaming in general is in such an abysmal place. Like, God bless. I am like Debbie Downer here. God, I don't want to be that guy. I want you to go have a drink and just live life completely without the knowledge I know. Maybe I shouldn't say this. Maybe I should just let people think what they think. If it makes them happy, who am I to suck in that joy and kill their dreams? I mean, I feel awful. I feel like a dream killer right now. I feel like I'm just bashing people's hopes and dreams and killing this rose-colored glass, and maybe would be a contributing factor for why it never becomes a thing. I don't know. These things do rattle around in my brain before I'm saying about what I'm about to say. But the truth is, let's get dark for a second. Let's get really dark. Let's get dark. All right. Dark Chris here. The truth is, desktop gaming in general is dying. A very slow, painful death. Everything is getting pushed to console, and most of the stuff we're getting now on desktop is just rehashed bullshit. Whether it's Linux or Windows compatible is almost a moot point. I know I kind of went on a whole rant about that, but the truth is, I see a future where it's just everyone are just console peasants. Just the absolute scum of the earth, sitting there drooling on themselves in their Cheeto-stained underwear and their beanbag chair, just saying, here, Microsoft, here's $90 for your half-baked, shitty game that's not even fully developed, that uses 200 gigs on a regular PC, and it's ported by a bunch of AI vibe-coded shit. That's the future that we're in. That's the vibe-coded, just dystopian gaming future landscape. Hellscape, really. It's just awful. So, support your indie devs. You know, that's the only thing that's going to happen. And hopefully they'll get Linux support. And then, you know, that's good. and don't be buying Call of Duty 23. You know, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, AAA is dying. Indie's going strong. I do agree. There's some indie games that are just absolutely amazing, but anything made by a major studio is just immediately, I'm like, no. You know what? I'll just buy it in like 2 years from now when it's on sale for like 10 or 20 bucks and I can get it. And by that time, they've probably patched it to be somewhat of a decent game in a playable state. That's when I'll buy the game. If it's a really good game, it'll stand the test of time. It can wait a year or two. And that's what I think. You can vibe code a $90 game. Not what I said. What you do. Here's what's going to happen, guys. Let me break it down again. You still develop the $90 game for the console, for your Xbox, for your PlayStation, right? So that gets developed with an actual team of humans, whether or not they're vibe coding that. Probably parts are, but not all of it. You're still going to need some kind of talent to get it over the finish line. Let's be real. So then it gets over the finish line, and then they're like, hey, we should do a PC release. That'd be a lot more money if we put it on an old PC. And what they do is, I think this will be like heavily vibe coded in the future, where the port is just going to be absolutely just slop, which we've already seen that quite a bit, but that was more human slop than AI slop. And I think AI is going to get good enough to do some sloppy ports of console games over. And that's the future I see in that regard. So that's my elaboration on that. Does anybody play on Xbox? Oh man, I don't think so. Last time I checked, I think it was like 7% of the console market share Xbox has. Although with Xbox Game Pass, I think they'll blur the lines a little bit. I think they're trying to do like a handheld / Xbox remote PC, kind of tie it all in. I could see Xbox making a resurgence with some of that. Some of the jankiest games are somehow the most fun. Yeah, there's a soul to a game. I would say a lot of the new modern games are more soulless than actually than anything else. So like a good example of this is Diablo 4. Diablo 4, I've been a huge Diablo fan forever. Diablo 2 was the absolute pinnacle of Diablo in my opinion. Amazing. Diablo 3 I still enjoyed, don't get me wrong. It was just a little cartoony and, you know, it had elements of it, but it was still a fun game. And then Diablo 4 came out. Now, whether you like or dislike Diablo 4 is not really the point. When I played it, a lot of it just felt soulless. Meaning there was no... I could tell the people that coded that game just didn't have fun doing it. That they just hated their job. And then some corporate overlord came down and said, hey, we need to make sure this is in here. Get to work, minion. And that's kind of how Diablo 4 was made. And I feel that when I play it. I can't tell you why I don't like playing it, but I can tell you I don't enjoy the gameplay. And it felt like as I played through the game, I got done with it and I was like, I don't ever want to play this again. And that is a soulless game. And that's where most games sit nowadays that I play. Maybe it's, hey, you're just getting older and you don't like playing those games. But I still like playing my old games. So I'm like, it's missing a little bit. And then I was like, maybe I'm just broken. Maybe I'm just older and I just have grown up and I don't like games anymore. But then Elden Ring came out. I played the shit out of Elden Ring. I loved that game. I was like, oh, this is a good game. And I played it 100% of that damn thing. It was great. So I'm going to say it's not me. It's you. It's you gaming people. The gaming whole AAA thing. It's not me, it's you. You're just making shitty games. And I'm going to die on that hill. It felt too commercialized. Yeah, it's a skill issue. It's on them. That's what I'm saying. Oh man, Red Alert. Did you guys ever see that they open sourced Red Alert actually? So if you go Red Alert, God, what was it? Open source. I want to say it all got OpenRA. Yeah, this was if you really want to go old school to like some of the first. You got all of the old school. You got the old Dune, which this wasn't my favorite Dune from that era. If you guys remember Westwood, they made some great RTS games. I think it was Dune Emperor. Was it God Emperor or Dune? No. Emperor RTS game. Yeah, Battle for Dune. I played this one a little bit. That was a fun one. I know a lot of people didn't like it, but I enjoyed that game. But this was from 2011. Oh man. It still holds up, man. It was still pretty cool. Yeah.
Show no mercy.
Some nostalgia. But yeah, I love those, man. Westwood made some really good stuff. I liked a lot of those games back in the day. But yeah, all right. That's cool. All right, what are we getting to? So we're back on DWM. Oh man, what are we doing? What am I doing with my life? Let's see. I think I actually launched Synergy through there. Let's go and we're gonna go code actually. Yeah, I'm just a broken man. I just like what I like. There's not anything I can do about that. What do we need to make for people coming to Linux? God, I feel like I need to expand that to Wayland versus Xorg. Oh, I meant to tell y'all, I did get the new Linutil. I did a release for the 27th. Yeah, I think the simplifying of my life, it's the minimal, it just scratches that minimal itch, which I just enjoy. So this is the new release of Linutil. It has all of the PRs. We did over 20 pull requests last week, and this is the new one. Pretty much everything feels pretty good. Let's see. I'm going to check up on it, see if there's any. One of the old devs, one of the original devs of Linutil popped on here. I think Jeeve. Yeah, Jeeve's done a couple things since then, too. And Phoenix, also one of the original devs, I want to say. Ooh, that's going to be tricky. Oh, that's right. He wasn't doing POSIX compliant. There was a lot of bashisms to that. All right, perfect. Got that. We do have a failure during the linting process here. What happened there? Shell check, huh? What do we got? Just a suggestion. Come on, review dog. What happened? Looks like globbing. Read with a dash R was a problem. More globbing. And then another read without a dash R. Alright. We can fix this for him. Let's see the actual code. See if it's any good. Let's see. What did you say? I just ran out. There's one bug in the tweak section. The toggle for the widgets bar, the taskbar says there's no permission to change that setting. Really? Really? Are you sure? How many things can I launch on here? Let's just launch all the things. Let's pop over to old Windows. Yeah, we're gonna do microwin on this one. Let's see what this looks like. I forgot. Did I ever do the I think I did actually. I think we're good. Yeah. Cumulative update we did not finish. Yeah, I don't want to mess with that. All right. Just gonna do Linux, all of it. We're just gonna do it all. You name something Linux, we're just gonna go pop over and do it. Yeah, Microwin does a good job with the Linux one. We did get one recommendation in there. Oh yeah, WinUtil. That's what you guys were saying. The latest version you said had problems with the permissions. Let's just see. So this is PowerShell 5, it looks like. You might be thinking, what's the difference between Windows PowerShell and PowerShell Core? Big difference. PowerShell 5 was only on Windows, hence the name Windows PowerShell. You'd think there's a subtle difference there, and Microsoft should have done a better job of explaining that to folks, but you forgot. Microsoft does an absolute truckload of drugs every single day and hands it out to all the people that work on Windows. So that's why it's so fucked up. So let's go launch this and see. Come on. I think this one, we're converting most of everything to PowerShell 7. It should work pretty good on PowerShell 7, but before we switch over to 7, I want to see how it works in PowerShell 5. Let's go tweaks. You said widget. Widget's button on taskbar. Attempting to perform an unauthorized operation. Okay. Gross. What is that? Notification bar. Gross. Can't believe people use their computer with notifications. Ugh, gross. Alright. Where are you at, background? I know it's in here. Background. There's background, but let's go to notification. Yeah, we're just gonna get rid of you. You're driving me crazy. Oh, nope, wrong one. Oops. Let's close that. Actually, don't show that. Okay. Let's just run that guy. Bam. Done. All right, cool. No notifications. Yeah. So unauthorized operation. Let's switch to PowerShell 7 and see what happens. What's that look like, I wonder? Yeah. This was all the updates. We did a release last Friday to this, the 27th. You can always see the current version you're on by just hitting the cog, and then you can see 27 right here. Boom. Right, tweaks. What's this one look like? Yeah, still on unauthorized operation. So can't do it. All right, good to know. We'll have to do a GitHub issue on this. Ooh, before we do that, actually. Oh, damn, I'm not logged in over here. I know what we can do. God bless. You turn away. I'm about to do something you're not going to like. There. Let's see if it's UAC related. Microsoft's jank. Gotta love it. I've made a career out of you, Microsoft. Thanks for sucking. Thanks for just... Nah, still got it. All right. Thanks for sucking, Microsoft. You've been amazing for my pocketbook. All right. When you till, where are you at? Issues. Widget tweak does not work. Do we have widgets? Let's look. Widget. Does it show it? It's here. Yeah, yep. That's there. Second this bug. Have you ever seen it? Oh, shit. I don't know what this guy has. Let's see what are you doing here? Oh, he's just doing debug. Okay. Just saw this bug when doing widgets. Toggle. Boom. So we'll figure that out. That's already there though. Thanks for the report. Anyways. Silly Windows. While we're here, let's do a cumulative update, sure. That'll take like forever. Who is trusted installer? I think that's MSI executable. Should be fine. Yeah. There's a lot of jank to Windows. Like, the security in Windows is just laughable at best. Like, there's so many different ways to elevate your user in Windows. It blows your mind. It's wild. Cumulative updates take like an hour usually. So stupid. Would you make a tutorial on how to add a custom package in a Parted Magic Live ISO? Oh, man. I don't think I've ever done it using Parted Magic. Most times I just use Arch in the blank Arch ISO. And just Arch chroot is pretty simple. It's straightforward. If you're using like Fedora or Debian, when you chroot, you have to first map like your dev folder, temp folder, and I think the RAM as well. I can't remember exactly what it is. What's your opinion of Crap Fixer? Never used it. I'm kind of a big fan of just using The most secure OS ever. That's what I think of that. Anyways, yeah, I think you shouldn't really rely too much on third-party tools, and I encourage people to just take what I've done, look at the open source, do the tweaks yourself. I think everything I do does not rely on any other third-party tool. Sometimes I might refer to third-party tools if they do them a little faster, but for the most part, I think the biggest problem I think most Windows users do, and this is a big one, this is where everyone breaks their Windows, right? Is they just find like 20 different tools and then just run them all. And I'm like, what are you doing? It's like running 2 or 3 different antiviruses at the same time. You're just shooting yourself. Like, what are you doing? Like, no, don't do that. Like, figure out what you want to do, but don't just remove everything to remove everything. That's not a good plan.
Yeah, well,
you know,
the dude abides.
that's all I'm saying. How many of your devices running on Linux? Pretty much every device. Every device has Linux installed. A lot of them have Windows installed too, though. Can't escape it. Red Tiger, thanks for the Prime, man. What do you think about Omarchy by D? I don't think I've ever. What the hell is that? Opinionated Arch Hyper. I like DHH. He's the guy that did Ruby on Rails. Not a big fan of Ruby on Rails, but you know, neither here or there. I like him as a person. I think he's cool. I've seen a couple clips, and I think he did an interview with. God, I want to say I watched the whole damn interview, or maybe it was a keynote he did. Really good speaker though. Turn a fresh Arch into a fully configured, beautiful web. Oh no. Let's see. Okay.
Omarchy is an opinionated mix of Hyperland and Arch Linux. I've set it up after using Omacoop for about a year, which was an opinionated setup of Ubuntu and GNOME. But what I found in Hyperland is quite remarkable. It is an unbelievably smooth
Man, coming from GNOME though, gross.
experience to use a computer. I've heard about tiling window managers in the past. I've even tried a couple of them, but really, until trying Hyperland, I didn't realize that it would
Okay, Hyperland, man, he's a talker.
horizontal to vertical alignment here. If I bring this top back, you can also see that I can pop windows from one workspace, we're on workspace number 1 here, to another workspace, and it'll retile that workspace. So if I hit Super Shift 2, boom, it jumped over on workspace 2 where I already had another terminal, and I can jump right back.
Okay, yep, real basic.
Down, super, and the right arrow, and I can readjust everything down here.
Pretty basic, okay.
We hop in and have a look at the config here. I have neovim and just N, and then dot to jump into the current directory. We can see here is the config for Hyperland that's set up. These are some of the extra bindings for especially web apps that I've set up. You can just change these to something else.
It's not super bloated.
Dropbox on this setup as well.
He has Super A bound
you can have a look at these defaults. You can
ChatGPT, Super Shift A, Grok.
Default applications are set to. But now that I mentioned Dropbox, let's have a quick look at the menu
Xdoc.
bar.
Oh, that's right. He loves
this bar
X.
up here is run by something called Waybar. It
dumpster
has
fire site.
the workspaces. It has the time of day, and you can actually.
Yeah, okay. People
By default that I've installed, as you can see here, if we actually go from the top, we have the About page. Just
what was he using for that?
Just running before, and
file manager Nautilus. You know, I used to love Nautilus. A little bloated, but that's not bad. What's he using for?
Finally, here I also have the performance.
His launcher.
You can click on that to cycle between the different profiles. This is a desktop; it doesn't really matter so much, but on a laptop, it's quite nice. So let's hop of all of this. Now I've shown you a bunch of ways to start these different applications just using the keyboard, but you can, of course, also start things through the launcher. hold down Super and then press space, and you will see this nicely themed launcher that'll show all the
Rovi?
applications that are installed on the system by
Wayland
default. I've
Rofi?
installed, as you can see here, if we actually go from the top. We
Maybe.
have the About page, just showing fast fetch on what this kind of machine is. This is on my Intel box.
That's what I do.
If we hop back here, I have one password set up. It's
I
a
do like
wonderful
how clean
password
it is, though.
manager. And with the latest version that basically is still in beta, but I've baked into it, it works finally properly with Wayland, all the copy and pasting, none of those issues. There were actually a bunch of those issues. I needed
Yeah.
Chrome 138 to come out because there's some issues there too. I think a little bit bleeding edge. That is a little bit how it is on Arch, but I finally managed to
I always end up
nail
using
it all down.
DWM.
into a cohesive
A lot of copy
package
paste
that
issues.
just works. This one is fun. So with Docker, I have it set up for Lazy Docker, which is amazing.
That's cool.
Where you can see all the different stats. You can see all the different containers you're running, all the different images that you have. This is super nice for developers. Let's see what else we had here. There's a bunch of web apps that I just use. There's GitHub and some Google platforms. There's Hey, and then there's Kdenlive, which is a great video editor. That's what I'm now using to edit all my.
X and Blue Sky. Oh, I kind of, Blue, I always go back and forth there. Man, they just got so political. I try not to check either one. I think I've gotten almost, I occasionally post on either or. I still jump back and forth a little bit, but I need to just not check them at all. I kind of like to the point where I'm just like, I think X, Blue Sky, I think it's just like straight brain rot no matter what I choose. And it's just like, I don't see any benefit from a mental or a professional level to where I should check either. So I'm kind of to the point where I'm like, I really shouldn't, but it's like going to Taco Bell. Every once in a while, you just want to go and gorge yourself with junk food. And that's kind of how I treat both those platforms. They're both a dumpster fire. And it's like different flavors of dumpster fire. And it's just like, I really should not check either of these sites, but I just do. I don't know why. I'm like that. But I feel like everyone struggles with that, but you should. It just, like, I should just not. That every once in a while, I just get that itch. I'm like, you know what sounds great right now? 3 gorditas. A bunch of that fire hot sauce right on top of them. I'm going to regret that choice. And yet, I'm still going to do it. And that's kind of where I am with both both Blue Sky and Twitter or X. Yeah, future me problems, let's do it. That is totally me. No, you shouldn't. You shouldn't, but you just can't resist. But I just see so many people get like sucked into it, and it just like is awful. And it like, you can just see their brain rot away the more you're like, even you notice a difference in yourself. If you ingest more than an hour of that garbage, it's a bad thing. It's like binge eating Taco Bell, but multiple days in a row. Just not going to end well for you. So same thing goes with like Twitter and all the short form platforms. It's just, it's gonna rot your brain.
Videos, they come straight out of OBS Studio, which is what I'm using to record this with. Of course, we have LibreOffice, which I don't use a lot, except for opening my drag it around, and it'll save the screenshot, and it'll also place it on the clipboard. I think maybe we can actually even paste it in here. Let's just do that.
What's Pinata?
Nope. Okay. Oh, yeah.
Anybody use Pinata? Am I missing something?
Not an issue. Let's see what else we got here. As I mentioned, Op Studio for recording things. Oh, Obsidian's really nice.
Pinta.
Obsidian is a great note-taking app. Pinta, which is essentially like a
Kind of moved off
Paint
Obsidian.
or
I'm just using
whatever,
Neovim.
setup when you just need to make small adjustments to images or paint on something or whatever else you have you. That's pretty nice. Which brings me to another point, actually. I've also hooked up screenshotting with something called Hypershot.
Pinta.
Just press print screen, and you'll drag it around.
You guys never heard of
Save the
Pinta?
screenshot, and it'll also
The hell is that? AUR, drawing editor program model after paint.net. Huh. Really? Explore the code, experience Penta. Well, this looks cool. I was just bitching about how GIMP 3.0 sucks ass. Open discover. Let's just not and say we did. Okay. We're just gonna install Penta. Let's go. Yeah, just regular Penta, I guess. They don't have a bin version on AUR, but just regular Penta does. Let's see what the build process looks like. Oh no, let's go. That's okay. 1 second. MIT license on it? Damn. What's it missing compared to GIMP? I wonder. I kind of want to try it. Oh, we got a problem here. Requires .NET 8? This sounds like shit. That sounds like sacrilege, bro. Let's install some .NET on our Linux box here. All right, but I want to try it, so I guess against my better judgment here, let's go. I think the runtime, or do I need the SDK, you think? Let's try it. Let's see if the build fails. Probably the SDK, yeah. Okay. Let's go. .NET SDK 8.0. All right, let's go now. Okay, .NET 8.0 or higher is required. Found version. Okay, maybe... needs the .NET 9.0 runtime? Okay, well, let's... how many .NETs are we going to load up on this Linux? I don't know. All of them, I guess. .NET... that says it's installed. .NET runtime is installed. Oh, I think it's broken. All right, well. Let's just go. They suck at packaging. It's not a very good sign. All right, Penta. What do we got? Let's just go here. Directly build the damn thing. Well, let's see what the releases look like. Huh. All right. All right, install .NET 8. Auto tools and all that. Okay. All right. Guess let's clone this and build it. Yeah. Okay. So far, not impressed with old Penta, but it does look kind of cool. Let's see, what build instructions? I think we should already have the dependencies, but let's see. Just a .NET run? Okay. Let's see, the build looks like it's failing. Frameworks were found. Right now it's defaulting to .NET 9. Okay. Right. We're just gonna build it manually. See what this build looks like. Titus is nuking system. That's true. Oh, it's available as a flat pack. Really? Ah. Well, damn. I feel like at this point I'm already so deep. Might as well. Let's go. I think so. We got the build working now. Oh, it installs .NET runtime here, and then it fails. Oh, okay, I get it now. That's funny. I uninstalled it and then I reinstalled it, and it looks like it's building. Okay, well that didn't make any sense, but cool. Let's go, did this, oh, yeah, let's restart, do our Windows updates, right? All right. Penta. All right, we got Penta. So let's say, let's do a screenshot, right? Let's do a new one. All right, let's go headshots. Let's pick a good headshot. Ah! All right. All right. And then, what are we feeling? Just grab something like this right here. Ah, okay. So, maybe... Can we just copy this layer over into there? Okay, let's close this. Let's see. Maybe I can drag and drop it into the layers section. It'll just create a new layer. Maybe. No, that doesn't quite work. Huh. But let's say we take it and drop. Oh, that does work. Oh, oops. Okay. Shortcut key M. So if we highlight, oh, nope. Let's move that. Okay. Boom. Oh. Weird. Oh, because it just pasted right over that layer. Interesting. So let's say... Oh, no. That kills it. Okay, so then if you go layers... Let's add a layer. Then drag and drop it into there. No, that doesn't work. Okay, so then this is in here, and then you can move it around. Okay, that's a little better. So then... Alright. Woo, woo. Alright, that's fun. What about making it bigger? So you got move. Pan. I'm not sure about this. What about a resize? Let's go resize here, right? So let's say you're here. Let's go layer. Resize layer. Oh, you can zoom the layer. But you don't see it real time. Huh. Oh no, there it is. Interesting. It's kind of jank, not gonna lie. But it is free, so there's that. What other edit do we have? What about just like a basic transform? Click the stair in the top right to get it pinned. Yeah. I don't know if I like it pinned or if I like it as a pop-up. Either way. Deselect. Paste. I do like the simplified top bar. I just feel like something's missing here. What am I missing? Feels like I could just... Like a free transform would be great. But doing just the layer right here is not great. What do we have for edit menu? Okay. New layers, add-ins, nothing. It's pretty basic. Okay, so if you use this instead of using the slider, a little better. So let's say you go 125. Okay. Then adjust. Ah, yeah. All right, then let's flip the layer. Layer. Flip. Horizontal. Oh, yeah, look at that. I think I did something to cut my hair off, but whatever. And my shoulder. Alright, let's do a drop shadow. See what that looks like. Can we do like a selection to layer? Selection. It just feels awful. Feels like... not great. Man. Nah, GIMP's probably a lot better than this. Eesh. Gotta say. Nah. Not great. Not great at all. Yeah, why would you use this? I guess if you're only needing like really basic edits, like maybe just screenshot edits and just kinda... Man, even then though. Yeah, this is awful. Written in .NET. At least it's open source, but gross. Gotta say. Had to give it a shot, though, right? Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, that... Yeah, .NET. It is a .NET app. So, I mean, I guess we can't really throw too much shade at it. Yeah. Affinity would be way better. I wish Affinity worked for damn in Linux, but it doesn't. Affinity's just awful in Linux. Unless something changed. But last time you had to use, like, the warrior wine fork, and then it slowly worked, but whenever you got pop-ups, it would, like, just lose all the alpha and opacity and just, like, black out everything. It was pretty bad. So, Affinity in Windows is kind of where we're at. So, yeah, anyways, let's remove that. Yes, please. Penta. So strange. What was that? Which .NETs did we have installed? Oh, God bless. Let's do an RNSC. Good night. Look at all these. Let's get this one. This one. This one. I don't... I think it was the DHS thing that got me on this originally, but now I'm like, God bless. I just want to go home. Get rid of all this garbage I installed. Alright. That should... Oh, man. There we go. Alright. Got rid of all that dark .net corruption. Ugh. Yeah. I mean, .NET's not awful. I don't mind actually coding in it. It's actually pretty nice. I just hate using like Visual Studio Community a lot, which .NET kind of leans pretty heavy on when you're developing. So, just my 2 cents there. Yeah, GIMP still feels a lot better. Anywho, that's cool. I think we finally... Did this thing finally update? Hey! Alright, cool. Krita. I've used Krita. Krita's not too bad. It's been a little bit. I need to revisit Krita. I remember I liked it a lot, but Krita felt more like an artist's editor, where if you had like a tablet and a pen, I think Krita would just really shine. But it has been a while, and GIMP 3.0 kind of screwed me up, so I'm kind of like, today would be the thing, would kind of push me over to Krita. Very much oriented for drawing, yeah. That's kind of what I thought too when I tried it years and years ago. Photo GIMP mod feels even better. Yeah, Photo GIMP. What project was that? A patch for GIMP 3+ for Photoshop users. Photo GIMP. All right. It looks like just a bunch of dot files, man. Let's go. Let's try out some old Photo GIMP, shall we? What's in my downloads, by the way? Photo GIMP Linux. Oh, that's cool. I wonder, did I ever figure out this? Now, I wanted to see... What am I using over here? Xarchiver. I want to say Xarchiver was the best one I found, where I want to say I could just copy these direct instead of having to open and extract each one, and then I could just paste. Or drag and drop. Yeah. Yeah, I want to say that works. Let's see. First time actually trying this. Okay. Now, do we launch Photo GIMP or do we use just regular GIMP? Let's try that again. GIMP. Photo GIMP. Let's see what this one looks like. I think I did, Dan. I might. I know, I will never stop the mouse addiction. It's ingrained in me, man. I'm too old. Can't teach an old dog new tricks, man. Yeah, I went back to DWM. Yeah, Photo GIMP won't launch. I bet you it's... Yeah, I bet you will. Let's fix that real fast. I bet you if you look at... was it share, probably? I bet it's under applications. Photo GIMP. Yeah, this is Photo GIMP. So if you go down to executable, it's trying to launch GIMP from Flatpak, which we don't want that. So that's what just added a bad shortcut. Just Linux things. So now if you type GIMP, it's just has the right version. Really, all you need is the .config file. The .local just adds a desktop file to launch GIMP from Flatpak. I prefer to use the binary version of GIMP from the package manager, so the desktop file it adds isn't relevant, and it just has a bad link. It suggests Flatpak. Yeah. It says it probably still added the tools. Let's see what tools it was. Let's see how easy it was. We tried to do a thumbnail a little bit earlier. That's usually like my barometer. Hey, how good is this? So let's just take this. Sure. Let's take a headshot. There we go. Beautiful. Let's go 1300 on this. Let's go big. What's the... Oh, V, okay. Different, they changed some of the bindings. So, let's do a drop shadow. Let's go alpha. Editor. Let's go filters. What? We got a drop shadow? Drop shadow. Does it have a preview? Oh, it does have a preview. I think let's just go max opacity, glow radius. Let's go 2, blur radius. Circle. So then if we redo it with the drop shadow, let's just use the base. Did that? Enhance? I don't know if I even see a drop shadow there. Seems wrong to me. Huh. That doesn't... So they added these layer effects, which they're trying to emulate kind of Photoshop. But I don't know, man. I used to just do my own script and it just worked great. And this one's just not as harsh as I like. So I got to redo the script and everything to get all that so it's one click. Yeah. I don't know. Oh, it has the layer effects thing. Yeah, I just kind of wanted to get it as quick as possible. It's all about efficiency. That's where I'm kind of like, I guess I could just never update GIMP and just go back to like GIMP 3 or GIMP 4, I guess. I mean, I could. So, let's say you're in .config, right? You got your GIMP. You got 3.0. I think it was 2.1, actually. Where, did we have scripts in here? Yeah. That's all the ones I wanted. I don't think it was Titus Drop Shadow. Yeah, I think Titus Drop Shadow's not right. Okay. So let me show you what I was doing. Alright, we're gonna just remove GIMP. Well, let's see what we have for GIMP first. Okay, so you have GIMP here. Has anybody ever used the downgrade package? Downgrade. Let's go downgrade. I like downgrade. It's kind of cool. It makes it kind of easy to switch between versions. So you can still use the binaries. You're not like installing like in a flat pack. Downgrade. Help. Or you can do like a TLDR of downgrade. I don't even remember. And then I made a video about it. Maybe I need to go back and watch my video. Alright, downgrade. GIMP. And I think you can just do this. And then let's pick GIMP 46. Right? Yeah, GIMP 46 was the last version, which was 2.1.38. So we go 46. Boom. God bless. It's just like Titus. You should learn something new, but I'm just like, well. Oh, crap. I messed that up. I should have hit yes to ignore package. So we got to manually add that to ignore package. So if you go vimp edc ignore package is in Pac-Man D. Damn it, where's ignore package at? I think it's in just Pac-Man conf. Let's see, vim etc pac conf. So ignore. So here's the ignore group right here. You see how everything's commented out? Let's just redo that downgrade package. And let's go 46 again. Let's go yes. And then we hit yes this time. So let's see what it does to our Pac-Man. So it says nothing got added there, but on closer inspection. No, that didn't work either. Okay, well, okay. Where did it add it, I wonder? There's probably a correct way to do this. Bet you put it in here, right? No. So, where's that ignore package? Oh, did it do it at the very top? Oh, shit, okay. Yeah, there it is. Ignore package GIMP. I was just looking down here because I thought it would unhighlight those. That's funny. All right. Let's write this out. So, then... Alright, so this is how I've always done it for all the years. Tell me how I'm wrong here, how this is inefficient, and I'm just a terrible person. Alright, here we go. So I've just used this for years and years. It's pretty easy. So what I do is I have like my background or something I'm going to do. I'm like, okay, great. Let me get my screenshot, right? Or my headshot. So I make these once a year. I'll usually do... Actually, I'm overdue for new headshots. One of these days, whatever. So let's just grab a clickbait. Just get the most ridiculous one. Scale that up, right? So I'll usually just scale it up. I'm like, all right, great. And move this guy over, kind of blow me up a little bit, and then I'll usually go, okay, great. Just give me a shadow. It gives me like nice harsh shadow, so I'll pop out. Then I'll usually come back to this layer, highlight it all, do like a curves, right? Make me pop out a little bit, because again, this is going to get condensed and pressurized by YouTube into oblivion. So then I come over to here, and then I'm like, arch for dummies. Oh. For idiots. Great. And then I'm like, you know what? Let's make that a little bigger. Got that. Great. All right, great. Ooh, that's not looking so bad. I don't like that behind it, so let's just grab that. And oh, actually, you know what? Let's just stamp it. Let's do an alt. Let's go right here. And what we're gonna do? Real basic, right? Anybody can do it. Boom. Then I'm gonna take it back. That's a little better. And make this pop a little bit. So we're just doing a selection. And then you can go outline. Sure, you want to go big or just a little slight pop. You can just go with that. Boom. Boom. Instant thumbnail. Super easy. Takes me literally seconds. I can't even do it this fast in Photoshop. And that's how I use GIMP. It only is GIMP 2.1 I can do all these scripts that I've written, and I don't feel like redoing them all for 3.0. And I'm like, I guess I'm just going to pin my package to 2.1 and just say screw it and just be doing this method for the next 10 years. I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, but when you're scrolling YouTube, it's going to look something like that. It's a good, clickable thumbnail done in a FOSS editor. Super easy, super fast. You have all the layering and different things over there. People will click on that. If it works, it works. It's I don't know. Am I just crazy? I mean, what do y'all think of that workflow? It's stupid. It's using archaic, like 10-year-old software. A script I like cobbled together back in 1999. No, no, I cobbled together like in 2019, and I've just been using the same script for 6 years. I would never click that. Yeah, if it works, it works. And that's the thing, like, it's just like, you find like a workflow that works for you. It feels kind of janky, but as I start to try and do the same thing in other editors, I can't ever kind of pick up and get to that efficiency that I just showed you. Like, that efficiency that I just showed is just so honed in and so quick that I just don't want the version to change. I don't want my scripts to change. I just want to do these very basic things, and it seems like this is the best way to do it. Now, I will say, like, Affinity does a good job of like adjusting layers and blowing it up. So like the scaling in this slower, but the drop shadow and how harsh it is and making those defaults with the script is kind of my preferred way. And then also like the color one is also about as fast as you can get. So that's kind of where I'm like, I don't know. Artistically, it isn't very great. Yeah, no doubt. I mean, I've been doing the same damn thumbnail for probably, I kind of fell into that style sometime in 2020. So probably over half a decade at this point. And it still works. It's just like, I probably should do a different what the hell thumbnails do I do anyways? And we have not accomplished anything on this entire stream. Oh, that's not true. We updated Windows. So yes, this is the thumbnails. And as you can see, that's how it is. This one wasn't me. Someone sent me an email and was like, next thumbnail idea. So what I did was I grabbed that one and I was just like, sure, I'll try out this thumbnail and see how it does. So this is like done by a professional. And I'm kind of like, okay. And these are obviously all just me. I used flames on this one. Got really fancy. Modern thumbnails are cringe. Well, good thing I'm stuck 5 years in the past. So this is kind of like, God bless. I need to get... How long have I been using that? Oh, here we go. Those are different thumbnails. Oh, no. I just started pulling from older me. Nope, I'm alright. I'm back to the same one. Oh my god, how long have I been using the same thumbnail? Same headshot. Oh my god. Alright, later today I think I gotta take some new headshots. My god, I hate doing it though. Are we going on 2 years back now? That's ridiculous. Oh my. Oh my god. I've made a lot of videos, I will say that. Dang. Yeah, alright. We need to do some new... I need to upgrade the internet here or something. Oh, it's probably my ad blocker. Never change a brand. I was about to say, probably do need to update this, though, when you use the same damn thumbnail for years. I mean, we're scrolled like 5-6 pages now. I think my ad blocker's causing problems. Oh, I don't even have it on filtering, so that's just YouTube sucking. Although I do use the enhancer for YouTube, which blocks a ton of shorts and other garbage. And it also redesigns it so you have more thumbnails on the page. Because normally it blows it up too much, and I just don't like it. So, I guess I was mixing them up with this older one. Good night. All right, I'm gonna redo the hotshots. Anyways, feel like I should have done something different there. YouTuber got a YouTube. It was just looping the same page. Oh my god. It just loops. I was about to say, dang, this is going back a long ways. I don't think I did this many videos, but all right. It was a loop. I didn't even notice. God, YouTube's so broken. Oh, the beautiful chubby cheeks. Oh. Yeah, that's pretty bad. Like, that was... I didn't even have an ad blocker on there, guys. That was just enhancer for YouTube, just blocking extra garbage. But that was a loop. That is wild. Complementary color wheel on your t-shirt rather than just white or black. That's probably a good idea. Black is not probably enough to make you pop out. So you probably want a lighter color probably for the shirts. But man, I don't know. Yeah, YouTube itself has kind of gone downhill. What's my homepage look like? Let's visit old YouTube. What's the modern YouTube look like? All right, what do we got? Sam Time, amazing. Love that dude. Great. Some Huffy T live BS. That's weird. Getting recommended a live stream. That rarely ever happens. By the way, I'm not interested. Not like that does anything. Graham Stephan. It's gotten kind of old, worn out. Dune, the grandfather. I might click on that. If you guys weren't watching, I probably would be going on a 21-minute adventure on Dune, the grandfather of real-time strategy. I'm not gonna lie. I'd click that video. You got sub feed with stuff. Zihan on geopolitics. That guy's a little crazy, but hey. This guy's funny as hell if you're into cameras at all. Camera conspiracies. Highly recommend. He's weird. Like, really weird. But original. And I love that. Adam Savage. Brody, of course. LMG Clips is really the only thing I see from Linus in my feed from time to time. Jason Grubb, he's like a veteran guy. Andrew Hiller's kind of like, eh. Those are CrossFit-oriented stuff. Hassan, I don't really like that guy. Let's just say not interested. Rodney Norman's hilarious. He's just like, hey, be happy. It's like usually like 30 seconds. Amazing. Great inspiration. Great comic too. It's like History Channel crap. Ray William in his vertical on YouTube clips that are 8 minutes long. Don't recommend him, please. I'm done. Magnus is amazing. Love that guy. DIY Parks. He doesn't make many videos, but he has stood the test of time. Amazing dude. Amazing creativity. And God bless him. He is just all around amazing creator. The Broken Stoic live. Don't recommend. Redbeard Flynn, I like. GitHub. Conversation with Linus Torvalds. All right, cool. Dave Matthews, one of my favorite bands. What else we got in here? That's not awful. I've had way worse feeds. Anything? Oh, there's a Linus video. Look at that. Interesting. Like, you can't really upgrade the memory or the storage in there. You can't, like, resolder a new one on. What did he do there? I don't want to watch a 32-minute video of him upgrading the storage. Chad, what happened there? What did he do? He resoldered the storage. Holy shit. That mad lad. No doubt. That's exactly what he did. Okay. Wow. Damn. That's impressive. All right. Well, shit, I'll have to watch that then. He desoldered it. And they taught him how to solder it. Wow. Oh, DOS Dude. Okay. So DOS Dude helped him out. I got you. I was about to say, that's crazy. He did it, and it worked. Dude. That's amazing. Okay, I can see why that got recommended. That's a video I'd like to watch. I usually would skip through, and as soon as I probably saw him soldering, I would be like, wait a second. This isn't the Linus that I thought. That's not where I thought this was going. There are tons of people that have done that upgrade. Yeah. Can you do it on a Mac Mini? Asking for a friend.
Apple Silicon is so good that even diehard Windows users
take and try to pick up the entire board by one of its components, and the easier you can do that, the more precise the tweezers are. To get started here, I'm going to start by removing the underfill around the edges of the NAND. I'm going to start with 280 for this one because you have to judge that based on the thermal mass of the board. So since this is a pretty small and thin board, it'll have a little bit lower thermal mass than some larger, thicker boards.
So this part's not too scary?
This isn't scary. We're just gonna basically take this excess underfill that's squeezed out the edges of the chip and scrape it away.
Bro.
Basically, it becomes brittle with heat, so the more you heat it, the easier it will be to remove.
350.
Yeah, so at 350, you're getting into solder melting temperatures, which you don't really want at this stage, but sometimes you got to. flip top,
Sometimes
obviously,
you
there.
got to. I love it.
That's X-Acto knife. What is
He's
it?
my
It is
spirit
an
animal. I
underfill
like
removal
it.
tool designed specifically for what I'm doing. You
Sometimes
might
you
notice
got
on the
to.
board here that there's not really much room to get this under here.
Yeah.
And for this specific board, I like to take away these two capacitors, just remove them temporarily to get room for my tool to slide under the chip.
I'm starting to become deeply uncomfortable with the fact that it's my turn next.
Don't worry, yours will be a lot easier than this.
What are the odds you like brick my $1,000 computer?
Since I've practiced enough on dead boards, I've never messed one up ever before.
Really?
Yep.
So this would be the first time,
This would be the first time if such a thing were to happen.
if it were to happen, which it won't. And we're just looking for the solder to turn shiny so that we can tell that it's
Yep.
able to be removed. Okay, what did we just set it to? 380?
380 for the final removal of the chip.
And this time we've got a different blade on our little X-Acto knife here,
Yep.
and we're just gonna slide that under and what, just lift it off?
What I'm going to use this for is sliding it under the chip, and then we're going to get it under there.
Is there any risk if you didn't have full flow that you could like rip a pad off if you were to do that move?
Yes, but I made sure it was fully, moving before I did that.
Got it.
So once it was fully loose, I just kind of flipped it up and out of the way. I need to remove all this underfill, and in
gonna
order
get
to
flux?
do that, the solder has to be molten as well as the underfill brittle enough that I can scrape it away.
And you do these kinds of upgrades on like Steam Decks and
Basically, all the solder.
oh,
And it's easier to add leaded solder to it and then remove it. My setup. So, no, they don't. They don't. Ones, very smooch.
I know.
I use that just as a platform. It has a thin. Yep.
Well, that was worth it. We have some slightly thicker solder balls.
Yep.
Okay.
But we're not done yet, though. We have to heat it one more time. Hitting the pads. Perfect.
Fuck all that. I ain't doing that. I mean, I've soldered a few things in my day, and nah, I'm good, man. That's all right. Oh, God. That's funny. Oh. If you throw others to do it. Yeah, I could totally see that. You just pay someone to do it. But I mean, I would probably do it on like my M1 if I cared. The thing that I like to do for storage, though, it's not really a big thing. Actually, I think I have a video about what I did just so I could show it. Does this even show like the difference in thumbnails? By the way, the thumbnail, I did the very first test ever. Where is it? There's a thumbnail test. Then we're done with stupid thumbnails. These apparently, where is it? It's in here somewhere. Ah, here it is. This shows you the difference in the test. So, out of the test, my thumbnail, my original thumbnail, using GIMP, 50.5% of the people click on this thumbnail that I created in GIMP in about 3 minutes. And this is the professional thumbnail that was sent to me by a pro that you pay money to do the thumbnail. My 3 minutes in GIMP is currently winning the test. Feels bad, man. Feels bad. Professional thumbnail. I mean, hey, like he changed the background and made it all darker so that you have a higher contrast, and then changed like the arrow and made my shirt yellow and got this blue hue. And I mean, he probably spent a good bit of time and has like this nice like gradient on the text. And I'm just like, meh, bash icon, arrow down to prompt, done. Spent 3 minutes. So that tells me I don't need to hire a professional. Good enough using just old ass GIMP. Oh yeah. I was gonna check the secondary channel and show you guys what I was doing for unlimited storage on Mac. Let's go content. So I haven't done anything on here, but I thought I was gonna change this to like more technical videos. So this was my direct connect solution for the Mac 1 Mini. Now this was done, oh, what year? When was this released?
So this right here is something
3 years ago. So essentially this was my old M1 Mac Mini, and what I did was, instead of going through a switch or anything like that, I connected up a 10G one, and then here, I've play the diagram.
This kind of setup, the one goes to the cable, that top.
I totally cable managed all this after this video was made, by the way.
Port goes directly to the switch, and then the bottom port directly goes into that 10 gig
So
box.
the Mac one's
that
right
you
here,
see right over
M1,
there. So
and
let's
then it
diagram
feeds
this
into the
real
10
fast.
gig,
I'm going to make two
and
boxes.
then it just loops
the
back
first one's
into
going to be the
Synology.
NAS, which is Synology, FreeNAS, QNAP, whatever you name it. And this is going to be directly connected to our second box, which is going to be our Mac.
What am I doing?
And we got a Mac Mini. But
I think I'm trying to channel my inner network Chuck here and failing miserably.
also on that backside with that picture, you'll probably notice that second box coming out. How I connect up that Mac Mini, it has a regular 1 gig connection that's connected.
You're no
to the
network
so
Chuck,
it
bro.
actually comes
I'm just
out,
saying.
And the NAS over here actually comes out. So when I need to get internet traffic or another thing on the network, it would go through this 1 gig line. So you can see the 10 gig line is established right between the NASs, and the NAS itself has another 10 gig line attached.
Looks like
right
a kindergartner
there.
did
The
it.
Mac
but
Mini has
you got
just
the point.
another 1 gig line because I can't
And then the
attach
switch
two 10 gig
right in
ports.
here.
I guess I could, but it'd be prohibitively expensive to get two of those boxes, and they run up, if you can read my chicken scratch there. But just right here, 10 gig line direct, and this is a straight connection. This is something
Yeah,
special.
and then essentially
Right here.
So that's a pass-through cable or a crossover cable directly into the other one, and then
I went ahead and
set-
just filled these two in.
a dummy subnet that both are on, and then just directly communicate.
The gateway, I just used the router. You can actually
I don't know about using the big packets like I showed in this video. You can, but I don't know. Using jumbo packets versus not. Technically, when doing big video, you should see a good increase in straight throughput using jumbo packets. But after messing around with like the MTU values, I'm not sure. I'm not 100% sold.
Every
That's
single
the way to
client would
go.
have to support it. So it's not the 69 network, it's the .11 network, and the subnet is the same. Else on the network that's not this box or terminal, and we're going to go two tests. One through the 1 gig connection to our 10 gig, and then the 10 gig direct connect. Here is the 1 gig connection. We'll go ahead and do an iPerf. I have an iPerf server sitting on the box, the NAS box, and then I'm using this client, which is the Mac Mini, to connect to it. You see you get a little over 100 megabits per second because it is LACP, and it does have every optimization, so we're able to get just a hair over that 1 gigabyte mark, which is pretty awesome.
You don't want to use iSCSI with a Mac. iSCSI is poorly supported, and you have to use like a third-party solution, which can get a little dicey, especially on modern Macs. I think it was after Catalina, it became not well supported with iSCSI, so you want to use NFS.
Awesome. But now let's go to the 10 gig direct connection with jumbo frames. And if we look over here right before I run this test, I want to just put,
I don't
as
know
far as
why
the
I'm
hardware
using
goes, make sure
default
MTUs
terminal.
also set
I would
on your
imagine
Mac,
I would use iTerm,
specifically
but
this one to jumbo.
Is it-
very important that these settings are adhered to.
Is that
to match
default terminal?
the Synology box? Just to let everybody
No,
know.
that's
so
iTerm,
When you see this next
right?
test, you'll see what it's doing. And here's the next test. This is direct connection. Let's see what we get as far as our speed. And there we go. So we get about 5 times the amount of data rate. We do have some data loss. We're not getting that full 10 gig pipe, but that's to be expected. There's a lot of other things we could also.
Is it to be expected there, Chris? I don't think so. I think I got a misconfiguration here. I think that should give you a full 10G. Something's awry with this setup.
Test this without jumbo frames to see what's happening, but I like jumbo frames because I do a lot of large files, so that's why I enable that. You can sometimes trick these iPerf tests with removing jumbo frames and things of that nature. So let's go ahead, remove jumbo frames, and see what happens. A little bit of a bump there. Like I said, iPerf isn't the whole story. It just kind of gives you a
Okay,
little
so
bit of
without
a
jumbo
lead of
frames, I
what's
could
happening
take it
here.
off.
And
Got a little bit
for
of an
me,
increase, but-
that's why I was like, okay, it's
feel
pretty
like
good,
that
but
that
I'll probably
box
go
might
ahead
be
and
overheating.
re-enable those jumbo frames as I'm working with huge files.
because you should be able to get the full 10G connection. Anyways, I show all that. If you're still getting like 5 to 6 gigabytes per second transfer rates through your 10G, you have some latency there, but it's really not that much of a deal, or not that big of a deal, to where you can just host everything on your NAS directly. As long as your NAS has some caching and solid state, and it's not just spinning platters only. So as long as you have that, you can do that all hosted through your NAS, and then, well, you can have 100 terabytes sitting on your Mac. No desoldering and all that nonsense. I'd rather just do it directly through the network. So that was kind of like my thought process there, to get kind of an unlimited storage on Mac. Has anybody tried Ghost TY, by the way? Yeah, I thought that was iTerm. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, regrets aplenty about that. I mean, the only thing I would use it for would be Final Cut Pro. Yeah, it should be 9.41 with IP overhead. I feel like there was a misconfiguration there, Bread. So I'm kind of curious to see how that would go. Instead of doing a direct connect there, I think this time around I have a 10 gig switch that I can plug into. Or it's actually a switch aggregate I could probably plug into and get plenty of speed. So yeah, totally. Yeah, tiny RSS. We tried it on a stream. It was okay. All right, I'm gonna do something different with that. Right now I'm working on this, Ahmed. This is kind of my thought process for like a good homepage. I thought there was a dark mode. Did I forget dark mode? Dark mode. Okay. Yeah. So the idea behind this would be something along these lines, where it shows you like RSS feed, this Reddit feed. So you can go, okay, here is the different stuff happening right now. Like my subreddit, this is what's there. Self-hosted subreddit, technology. So I don't have to actually go to Reddit. I can check it. And then you can see like all the different YouTube channels. I haven't filled this out really. It's just kind of like proof of concept right now. And then right here. Right there. That's all my GitHub projects that I currently wanted to check. So right now, I don't think that's updated. Because Linutil... Oh, no, Linutil, that's using the latest. Right now, the dev branch, I think it's Linux dev, is currently not latest release yet. I'll probably do that. I just wanted to test it like a little bit more. And then weather here right now, it's 95 degrees. That's kind of hot. And then like different ones. I probably would add like some more software and development people down in here. Probably take off like Co-Carnage and Pirate. Probably put some others in there. But the idea behind this, let's just fix it real fast. Let's just do this. Anyways, some jank thumbnails. Let's go SSH into this bad boy. And I think I put it as a gist. Let's fix this really fast. I'll just... My gist. Glance. Here we go. So, the idea here is to change the RSS feeds to include my websites, like both Linux and Windows RSS feeds for me, Haircut Fish, Little Puting, Bleeping Computer, Zero Day Fans, Hackaday. Essentially, like when a 0 day happens, I want to know about it, and I want that to be in my RSS feeds everywhere. So databreaches.net, Double Pulsar, it's FOSS for some fun, and then not too much, because a lot of tech journalism right now is mostly just like hyper political. I don't know why that's the case, but whatever. And I'm just like not about that. And then I build out a lot more of the videos in the YouTube feed, adding more of like home lab, tech people into here. And then also expanding the Reddit feed. I could probably take off the weather if more people actually wanted to use this. And then just that. So, let's go raw. Let's just grab this guy. And let's go to ETC. Let's remove glance. Let's get this one. Good enough. And then come back to our home page. Let's give it a refresh. Did that work? Let's system CTL restart glance. I didn't check to see if this might have screwed up the YAML. Yeah, it's the glance project. So you can actually do your own. Freedom units, yikes. Yeah, probably go ahead and remove that. You can also do metric. So if you don't want to do imperial, you can do metric for that. Shoot, did that not work? Let's give it a refresh. I think it's still populating. Is it? Oh, yeah, it's working. So you got Linux, Home Lab, my subreddit, self-hosted, technology. Boom. Then search, which if you go S and search cute cat. Ah, nice. So it defaults to DuckDuckGo right now. I saw PewDiePie's or Pewds did another self-hosted video, which I thought was kind of cool. He recommended DuckDuckGo, but the problem I have with DuckDuckGo is it uses Bing search almost exclusively. And if you want to advertise on this, yeah, you have to go through Microsoft.com/advertising. So, man, I don't know. I don't know what the solution here is for good search engine. It's just, yeah, it all just kind of sucks. But yes, the advertisements you see on old DuckDuckGo, Microsoft is the one making the money. I don't think Pewds knew that, but the more you know. It's like the tech overlords, man. You just can't escape them. I like the idea, though. I like the idea. Yeah, it just uses Bing. Yeah. So be it. Could host your own Sear XNG. That's true. I think Start Page is even worse, actually, right? Start Page is that one that got hijacked by that malware company, right? I could be misinformed. So correct me if I'm wrong there. Kaji. I've never even heard of what the hell's Kaji? A premium search engine. You pay for it? Really? People pay for this? Okay. Maybe I'm just a boomer that's like, I would never pay for a search engine, but then again, you know. That's crazy. Yeah. Well, let me see. What was the start page drama? Start page drama. Okay. What happened? There was some drama over start page, and I can't remember what the hell it was. Maybe I'm thinking something else. Hmm. No, I don't see anything that bad there. Huh. Was it 5 years ago? Ask Grok. Ask.com. Let's go ask Jeeves, man. We need to ask Jeeves. Jeeves would know, for sure. At first I was like, pay to try it. Really like, hey, you know, I get it. If you like it, you don't mind paying the money, I'm okay with that. As long as you think you're getting the value out of it, that's all you care about. But I just don't think I could ever bring myself to pay for one. I'd self-host one. I think I'd be okay. Old Jeeves was the bomb. I used Dogpile for a while there. It was Alta Vista and Dogpile before Google. Back when Google was not the absolute shit show it is. Who's behind ChrisTitus.com email address? That's me. Yeah. That'd be me. I own that. That's like my primary email too. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. I think that's good though. Anyways, let's go back to our homepage. How's this looking? Did this call up everything? It did. Okay, great. So I kind of want to do like a separate page with just RSS feeds. Do like a full page and a different tab up here, because this is all the RSS feeds. I think I'm gonna have to kill the register. The register looks like it's just infected. Yeah, that's crap. Yeah, let's delete the register from that. That's garbage. Register. Ah, man. There we go. All right. And then let's restart that again. And then I'll redo the feed. The reason why I'm deleting that is a lot of the tech journalism of today, like the big tech, like The Verge, you know, any of the big companies, what they're doing now is it's just all AI slop. And it's just like, how much clickbaity AI chat GPT articles can we jam out in a day? And you just see them like just infect the entire feed. So you see like register 22 minutes, 1 hour, 2 hours. Bleeping Computer might be on that list too. We'll see. But you see how it's releasing an article an hour, an article every 30 minutes. Obviously, they don't have enough journalists to actually do that. That tells you it's just all slop. And you just need to delete them from your feed. So that's like the barometer. And you can also see it in the titles too. AI has a favorite number, and it's not 42. That's written by AI. Google to buy power from fusion energy startup Commonwealth. That's not written by human. If they can ever make it work. AI slop. British IT worker sentenced to 7 months after trashing company network. Yeah. So you can see like all the tech journalists of yesteryear that we all used to, some of us checked, I would say. Like every once in a while I'd pop on and check different ones and be like, oh, that's interesting. But these days it's like all just straight slop, garbage articles that you just can't, like, I'm sure it would be fun to react to a couple of these, but I mean, they're just not great. Like when you click on this, let me dark mode this so I don't blind y'all. Yeah, can you guess this? Claude Sonnet 3.5 provided the same answer, 27. Those who have conspiracies might be inclined... Do we have a semicolon in here? Let's see. The lack of randomness is... how long can you write about this? Okay. Like, I don't know if I'm the only one, but I just feel like this is just absolute shit. uh, from the RS. No, well, actually, you probably could. All right, so this is the new feed. Hackaday might be going. I don't know, man. Damn it. Is there even anything worth checking anymore? Like, I guess when I go to my website, I don't make very many articles. But I feel like the articles I make have substance behind them, and it's best to just write when you have substance. If you're jamming out an article every freaking hour of the day, you just can't write anything good or any substance. It's just topical crap of the day or just slop. And that's like, I guess they do it to farm the Google ads, but at the same time, like, nobody's going to check your website anymore. You're going to lose all that viewership unless people are checking Google, but anymore, everyone's just asking Grok or asking ChatGPT, and that's their search engine of choice now. So, I don't know. I'm just an old man yelling at a cloud right now, where I'm just like, I just want my damn internet to have, like, substance that's actually decent. And it feels like every time I start checking something on the regular, I'm just like, this is all slop and terrible. YouTube's still decent. Like, pretty much everybody in this feed has some good stuff. There's some substance behind that. Whether it's entertaining, whether it's not, it is not even beside the point. It's obviously some decent videos in here. Where when I check the RSS feed, it's just like the journalistic aspect in a lot of the articles in here. It's just all politics and just garbage. And it's like, oh, really? I don't know. Anywho, this is the idea for a new homepage. I'll workshop this a little more. I'll probably break out the RSS feed into like its own like news category, and probably reorg this a little bit. Get rid of like the weather app. I feel like I'm missing something here. What do y'all think? Yeah. Yeah, this right here is Glance. Let me give you a link in chat to it. Glance. Let's go Glance. Boom. Here y'all go. Yeah, that's the home, and you can open source this. It's just a Docker container that you can install. I think I did the binary and I just built from source, but Docker containers easy to set up, probably a lot easier to set up. So I just did that. But yeah. Yeah, your articles are good, but it's usually scripts for your videos. Yeah, articles are more bullet point oriented, not necessarily. I'm not very good with English and writing, just in general. I know, like, Titus, aren't you the guy that's writing the Linux book? And I'm like, yeah. But it's different when you're writing about tech because you can just look at it. So, like, when you're looking at my website, a lot of times, I just kind of bullet point this. So what I'll do is I'll actually write the article first, and then when I make the video, I'll just kind of hit some of the bullet points. I'm like, okay, and it's not necessarily a script of the video, but it's very much an outline of the video, and then the video might take some different turns, or there'll be more in here. Like I'm sure I didn't go over all these different commands, and kind of go, oh, okay, that way you can copy and paste from the video a lot of times. That helps. But like certain stuff like iSCSI on boot, I'm not gonna do a video on. Like, who the hell's gonna do this? There's like 5 people in the world that are probably gonna do iSCSI and then boot from it on a Linux instance. But I did it, and I was like, hey, I want to document this, so then the next time I do it, I can easily just come in here and go, hey, I need to set up iSCSI to auto log in on boot, and then do my auto mounts, and then if I need to change anything, here's all the different syntax for the iSCSI. And then I was like, just little stuff like that, because a lot of times I make the articles for me, where I'm just like, I'll figure something out, or I'll do something, and then I'm like, I can't redo that thing, and I'm like, I need to redo it, and then I'm like, crap, and then I'll sit there for another hour or two learning something I've already done, and I hate that. So that's why a lot of times I've made a YouTube video, or a lot of times I've made an article, was mainly just so when I reapproach that topic, or if it's something that's a little more complex or cumbersome, I like just having that repository here. So then, like, let's say I needed to redo, I can never learn the syntax for frickin' disk part. So like partition Windows, recovering a deleted Windows partition. Perfect. So you essentially make the partition, you set it right here. Let's see, is this changed at all? Let me, before I say it, it's good to go. Create gpartif FAT32 partition with the boot flag. Should be EFI. Does it say EFI partition? I guess the FAT32 with the boot flag is pretty much EFI. All right. I probably should have done more of a direct creation there, but I guess if you're using gparted, anyways, it'll get you there. It'll work. And then disk part, boom, select, assign. So that new partition gets assigned G, and then you do bcd boot to copy all the boot files over to the new partition. You scan the OS, and it should see Windows. That's pretty much it. Honestly, you don't even need to do the scan OS. You could just omit it and just reboot, and it either works or it doesn't. So, but anyways, yeah. There's stuff like that where I'm like, crap, how did I do that? What was the exact syntax I used? And instead of having to look it up, I can just go on my website, look up the search, and then roll from there. Chris Titus Gopher hole win. Oh, yeah. Are you opening for the translation? Yeah, I'm sure, Blue. We'll do some kind of translation once it... The problem I have with the translation is I have to... First, I don't know when it's going to stop getting developed. Like, that's the thing, is the book is going to constantly be moving. And I imagine each edition will have to have the translation done. So, I don't know. Maybe. Something like that. Did I? Oh, yeah, I did. Yeah, it was PyCom. Did it not have this, Aussie? I thought the DWM one did. Let's see. What was the setup script here? Did we have PyCom? Let's look at Arch. No PyCom there. Oh, here's PyCom. Oh, we were using FT Labs PyCom. Is this still a thing? Let me double check. Maybe the link broke. Oh, okay. That's what happened. Yes, it used to work, but FT Labs, I guess, took down their GitHub. Teaches me for not forking it, huh? Hmm. What happened to FT Labs? Here's their get. Is this Adam maintain this one? Yeah, it's GitHub PyCom. Oh, there it is. It is now R0-0/PyCom. Huh. How strange. We probably should fork this. God, I don't want to maintain it though. Damn it. What do we think? Fork it? Screw it. We're gonna just fork it. Just add it to my laundry list of repositories that I'll probably never update. Ah, damn it. But I don't know why they changed it from the other. So weird. They also didn't do a release. So I think we'll probably do a build here. I feel like that's probably the way to go. Let's do a build and just like a 1.0 release and then call it good, right? But I feel like... Yeah, anyways. Let's change this. We're gonna fix this up for you really fast because you asked about it and said PyCom's broken. Shit, let's fix it. Let's fix it. I think it's just pycom.get, right? Let's see what the clone. Yeah, pycom.get. That's what I thought. So let's do that. So christitus.com, pycom, Mason, Ninja build, and should be good. Yep. Commit. All right, cool. Yeah, you can just use that or just go to the R0-0 name. I don't know why they changed their name from FT Labs. I have to look into that and figure out what happened. Or just use the original PyCom. It just doesn't use the animations. That PyCom does. FT Labs was sued by a company that makes an air purifier after a bad review. Ah, that's messed up. Oh, dang. Yeah, original PyCom will work as well. Yeah, original PyCom just won't have the animations. So what FT Labs did, or R0-0, they created animations to go with it, so it has that Hyperland feel to it. Most people like the animations and like that feel. So what I did was just wanted to bring that to DWM a little bit. And that's kind of what I thought. Alrighty, guys. Well, I think we're going to shut it down. This was kind of like a rambling rant, old man yells at the cloud stream, but I wanted to do something today, but I was just like, man, my brain's all scattered. I don't feel like writing. I'm not really in the mood to making a video, so let's just hit the live button and see what happens. So, sorry for the random stream, but at the same time, you know, I feel like we got some stuff kind of sketched out. I'm feeling pretty good. Should be fine. Yeah. Good office mate stream, yeah. It's kind of like, meh. Before you go, I checked your Hyperland in the Linutil and it's not there. Well, how about the next stream we add it to the Linux utility? We do some Linux utility work. It's been a little bit since we've all we did was PRs last time, so maybe we'll do a couple PRs that are there. I think Jeeves still had a few. And then we add old Hyperland Titus to it. And then we also check to see if the PyCom fork we did today is there as well. You just install the relevant PyCon binary and it's all Gucci. Well, I mean, Ozzy, I would probably build from source on that PyCom that I just forked. We didn't do that because I can't speak to the validity of it. But if it builds just fine, I think I'll just take the binary that it produces and then toss it up. And then people could just grab it and I'll just make it the dependencies for that, all the other dependencies that it needs to run. I think it should be good. When's the next stream? Shoot, let's do tomorrow. Let's do tomorrow. I think that'll be good. Yeah, Jay Coolit's pretty good too. I just with Jay Coolitz, it's just a little bit more than I wanted. We also had the DHH's Aussie one. What was it? Whatever. DHH. Omaki. I feel like we could take. There's certain things probably from this I want to look at and see what exactly he's doing here. And I feel like we could steal some good stuff from him. I like a lot of the layout, but I don't think I'm going to agree with... here, let's look. 1 second. Let's just look real fast. Let's just take a little quick gander, shall we? So he's putting it all here. Okay. Well. So he put it all in just base camp. Oh my git. And then installation. He sources the install from here. Okay. Damn. Referenced frickin' everything, huh? Oh, that's haha. Raw git. My bad. God bless it. There we go. Dude, this is not... Holy crap. This is brand spanking new, man. He just did a commit 17 hours ago. Alright, let's start this. I think we rip this apart, steal the things we like, and then make our own. And then I think, hell, let's just add this shit to the toolbox too. Be easy enough. He already has a full Arch install. Why not add it to it? Because I liked it. As far as the install goes, what's he doing for the boot? He's got it partitioned up. But for the actual install... Okay, that's yay. Damn, how many bash scripts do you do? Quite a few, which actually makes it... I mean, it's kind of annoying checking it through here. We should probably just clone and look through it. But probably what I'll do is see exactly what he's grabbing. So here's all your dependencies. Curl, unzip, inet utils I don't use. That's interesting. The rest of this looks pretty standard. Don't use plocate very much either. Alacrity, nice. And then comes the config files and what he's doing there. Yeah, I kind of want to tear this apart and see what all this ads control. What the hell's that? Oh, Apple displays. He's an Apple display on Linux. I guess he is a millionaire, so I guess that makes sense. Backgrounds. Bluetooth. Blueberry. I've always used Blues and Blue Man. I wonder what Blueberry is. I need to take a look at that. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. Yep. I think we got some work to do on next stream. Next stream. Okay, next stream. Let's add this in his incarnation to the toolbox. And then let's take what I've built with QuickShell and see what all he's doing. What is he doing for the title bar, though? I kind of want to see what that was. What did he pick? Waybar. Ugh, gross. All right. We might steal some stuff here. We're definitely not freaking using Waybar. I hate it. He ended up using Wofi for that as well. I like Fuzzle. I think we're going to go Fuzzle with QuickShell instead of Wofi and Waybar. I might steal some of this other stuff, though. I like how some of the things he picked for the cleanliness of it. And I think there's probably a few things he buttoned up a little bit better than me for more general usage. What's he using for fonts? Cascadia Mono Nerd Font. What a Chad. All right. Man, that's looking good. Okay, damn it. I'm just going to finish clicking through this. VLC gross. No freaking way I'm using VLC. Celluloid until the end of time. VLC in Linux has never treated me right. In Vim, he just uses lazy Vim. Starter. Man, I think we're going to have to look at that. Because my NeoVim I've just been kind of rocking, and I feel like I should use something a different base. So I just don't keep up with it. I don't really use it like I should. So I think maybe try out Lazy Vim as well. Power. What's he doing here? Power profiles daemon. I don't hate that. For you laptop users out there, printers, cups, sure. Ruby. Yeah, we can just omit that. Shit, I'm just gonna go through it all right now, just so I know what I'm getting myself into. Tokyo Night's not the worst theme, but it's not as good as Nord. I will die on that hill. Alright. Web apps. What's he using here? WhatsApp, Google Photos, Contacts, ChatGPT. Go ChatGPT. Yeah, okay. And then extras. That's pretty basic. I like it. It doesn't have a whole lot of bloat. It's pretty simplistic. I think we can do something in that regard. So, yeah. VLC can suck my nuts, okay? It's awful on Linux. I will just die on that hill. I've had so many issues with it. I just will use anything but that. FFmpeg and just MPV is the king. And then you just pick whatever wrapper you want to tie into your MPV is the way to go on Linux. If you use VLC, I'm judging you. I'm not saying it's the wrong answer, but it's definitely the wrong answer for Linux. I can't. I just can't. VLC in Linux is not great. VLC in Windows is really good, though. I will give you that. So if you just use Windows and VLC, I tip my hat to you. Totally okay. But if you use just VLC and Linux, I don't know. I'm going to judge you a little bit. I just feel like there's a better way, and you should choose that better way. One more important question. How do you deal with apps where you want to upload files on DWM? File manager pop-up don't work on DWM. What? What are you talking about? That's a file manager issue. What do you mean they don't work? Look. There's your pop-up, right? Or are you talking about like, I don't know. It's just Thunar, yeah. I think we're gonna try lazy Vim. We gotta choose. I've used NVim Kickstart in the past and I loved it. Lazy Vim felt a little bloated last time I tried it, but it's been many months since I've tried Lazy Vim, so maybe I need to get going on that again. I use Thunar, but I have Nautilus and Nemo. What? So you have 3 file managers installed. Nemo is a fork of Nautilus. I think that's made by the other. Wow, shit. In that Cinnamon? That's like the Linux Mint team, I think, that makes Nemo. Could be wrong. Nautilus is GNOME. And then Thunar is XFCE. Thunar is always my favorite. Yeah. Huh. Yeah, I would uninstall all the other ones and then just properly set your xmime. So, like, when you're looking at these, you see these minetypes.sh that DHH sets up here for his Hyperland. This is the proper way to set up your ones. Now, here, he doesn't actually set up his XDG mime default for... Hey, what's IMV? I don't think I've used that. Need to look into that. Anyways, you'd set up these for Thunar. So, if you want to see mine, let's see. Do I have mime types? I have mime applets. Thunar. So you got ino-directory in the mime apps-list. What else do we have? We have xwhalen, gnome save search. Yeah, just those two. I think ino-directory equals Thunar is probably what all you need. Any other defaults? Probably change pzip as well. I kind of switched off of that to xarchiver. I think I like xarchiver the best. Pzip's still decent. I still like pzip for its functionality, but I just feel like that's better. And then I have celluloid MPV set up for a lot of the video. NVim for some of the header files. I think that should probably be like Neovide instead of NVim though. If it's using XDG, it's probably going to want a GUI out. So I don't know what I was thinking there. And then I have Chrome and Brave browser. That's kind of all over the place too. I should fix that up as well. Lots to do. Lots to do. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of video, so that makes sense. Yeah. There you go. Ozzy, I think Dan's got you for that. Try that, and then let me know how that works on the pop-up. Should be good. I've used LazyVim in several configs. It's not too far from what I would want from my default, but I have a bunch of opinions on stuff and file trees, so now I roll my own again. Yeah, man, that's kind of where I get. Like, a lot of times with LazyVim, it's like it customizes a little too much, and then I'm like, it's not how I would have done it. And then it's like, well, you didn't do it, so that's why you're using the LazyVim config file. And I'm like, well, all right. That's why I kind of liked NVim Kickstart, because it felt like it did enough to kind of like give you a good like foundation to build on. So NVim Kickstart felt like a better starting spot. So maybe now that we're talking about this, I think I just need to update my Kickstart NVim, my NVim Kickstart. We're gonna do that. We're gonna do that. All right. I'm at YouTube. I'm dropping